man's heart is full of hate. He butthurts, cries, and a dark shadow falls over this troll. From the ashes of a once great fandom has risen a meme, an LOL that must be liked. We look to the airwaves for a vindicator, someone to strike fear in the dark basement of the parents who created him. The battle between fan and smark has begun. With a head on his shoulders stands the smart fan, a speaker of truths, with a voice of silence, and a radio show of justice. This is Ring Rust.
This is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You're listening to Ring Rust. So I'm going to do things a bit early because next week I'm going to be swamped with WrestleMania stuff. And also the event is the night of next week's episode of Ring Rust, so it probably doesn't make as much sense to preview NXT TakeOver Dallas the day of and then have the podcast there for the whole week for you to say, yeah, but I just watched it. I don't need to listen to a preview of it. So I'll just do it a bit early, and then we'll see what... Oh, God. How does this guy get through my spam folder? If I can have your attention, please. I just received an email from the ridiculous Ring Rust general manager. Okay, so... What is... Oh, yeah. Yeah, he noticed that too. Yeah, and my friend Travis, Chili, he was commenting on how he heard a country version of Nirvana and didn't like it. So it's almost like I was playing that song as a country version of a well-known song and, well, stuff. So, officially, unofficially, no, but... Well, actually, hang on. Since I'm using one old gimmick, I'll use that to parlay into another newer old gimmick. I'll ask my Magic Smark Ball, which I got from Pro Wrestling Crate, if I played that specifically for Travis. Let's see. I'm shaking the Magic Smark Ball. It's right on the edge. Tapping it. What? Okay. Stone Cold Steve Austin says I played that specifically for Travis then. So, radio shrug. Let's just go right into the TakeOver Dallas, which takes place in the WWE Network and is broadcast from the K. Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center in Dallas, Texas. Imagine that. TakeOver Dallas is taking place in Dallas. I didn't say it wasn't an appropriate name. Like when Arrival took place in Arrival, Kentucky. Not that there's a city called Arrival, Kentucky, but that was just going to be the stupid joke I was going to make. So, because appropriate. So, we got 6 matches. I don't know if any of these are going to be in this order, or if any of these are going to be a pre-show, or if they're all just going to be on the main show itself, if there's going to be any dark matches. They'll probably add 1 or 2 more. So, let's just get going, shall we? So, in the order that we got them here, we got them in... This is one of the first Wikipedia pages for a wrestling event, or pay-per-view, or whatever, that actually seems to have things in the proper order. Match number 1 is probably the first match, and match number 6 is probably going to be the main event. Usually what they do is match number 1, they'll list as the pre-show, and match number 2 will be the main event. And then they'll go in descending order from there for some Eugene-related reason. So, anyway, the first match they got here is Austin Aries versus Baron Corbin in a singles match. No stipulations, just a regular match. So, as much as I like Austin Aries, his opponent is Baron Corbin. I don't think they like the idea of Baron Corbin losing, especially losing to someone smaller than him. So, I'm going to predict that Baron Corbin's going to win, but I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that we're going to get some ambition and vision as the outcome of the first match from TakeOver Dallas.
Hey, this is Chris Jericho of Fozzy in the Steve East of Canada, and you're listening to 93.5 right here.
So, back to the NXT TakeOver Dallas predictions. That's going to be a busy week for me, because Friday is when Sci-Fi Rock here locally starts. It's a local science fiction convention that's having its 10-year anniversary, and I'm going to be involved with that for most of the weekend, if not all the weekend. Won't be there Friday because, well, I'll be here at CHMR. Hashtag hardest working volunteer. Friday, Sci-Fi Rock starts, and Friday night is NXT TakeOver Dallas. Saturday is when I'll be occupied almost completely with Sci-Fi Rock. I'll probably be doing some stuff. I'll bring my laptop, and hopefully there won't be 10,000 nerds trying to access their Wi-Fi network, every single one they're complaining why is the Wi-Fi network so slow. Hashtag irony. And then Sunday will be just the last day. It's usually a shorter day, by 2 or 3 hours anyway. It's usually done by 6 or so. So I'll be out of there. You know what would be great? If my friend Blair, who usually goes with me to the live events at our local movie theater, that sounds like it should be the finishing move of the original Goldust gimmick. Think about all the movie theaters in Canada. Which one sounds like it would be the finishing move of a movie-based character? So, that place, down at the mall where King Arthur ended up living, going to a lot of effort to not say what can't really say because it's considered free advertising. But anyway, if they want to become if either of the two want to become a sponsor of my show, I'll be more than happy. So, I should it would require me to ask, I suppose, but anyway, moving on. So, the next match is the tag team titles match, which saw the revival of Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder defending their titles against American Alpha, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. Now, if that wasn't a Chad Gable song I just played, I don't know what is. That song was definitely Ready, Willing, and Gable. If I had to say so myself, which I did, because I did. So I guess that means Rocket Rocket Ship from their album Shake... I didn't actually announce it, did I? So that was actually Rocket Rocket Ship from their album Shake It Off with Promises. I didn't actually announce the name of that song. That's weird of me. It took me 5 minutes after the song was over to actually say what it was called. But anyway, enough filibustering. I don't know. It's kind of hard to judge. I'm not really caught up with NXT as much as I probably should be. I'll certainly be watching it when I get home, more than likely, or sometime tomorrow maybe. I haven't really caught up on what all these guys are doing. Like, I'm not a big fan of Dawson and Wilder anyway, so pretty much any team that faces them, I'm going to predict / hope that they're going to win the titles. So, shag it. I'm going to predict that American Alpha is going to win the NXT Tag Team titles at TakeOver Dallas next Friday night. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerberology TV. Finding Doria Souls. This is Fat Boy Mark Jabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust. So, next up, for NXT TakeOver Dallas from Dallas, Texas, we have Apollo Crews versus pretty much literally anybody, and Apollo Crews will win. But specifically, he's going up against Elias Sampson. So unless Elias Sampson is the next big thing to come through NXT, I'm pretty sure Apollo Crews is going to win this one. So I don't think there's really much debate there. I think you agree with me. He's probably going to win. There's like a 99% chance. There's still that 1% chance that he might actually accidentally seriously injure himself, or his opponent might injure him, or something will happen, that he can't win the match. And then Elias Sampson wins, or it gets thrown out, or something. I don't know. The way they're skewing things in NXT, I think he's probably going to win. Because, he is built to be champ after all.
It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. Pour yourself something cold, baby, cheers to this. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down, we don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now, we don't have to go a
WrestleMania 32, 9 days away.
Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house.
I really hope you weren't actually drunk or high or anything when I said that, because I think I might have just blown your mind. This is Fabio Mark Jabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust. So we are officially halfway done. I'll more than likely have this fully done by the time the Three-Way Dance-Off comes on for sure. Next match we have here, see Sami Zayn versus the debuting Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't... kind of hard to judge that one, isn't it? You'd think with Shinsuke coming in, he wouldn't lose his debut match. You'd think. If he's actually signed a contract, well, like Jushin Thunder Liger came into to NXT to wrestle Tyler Breeze, and he was only there one match. So I'd like to think Shinsuke Nakamura is going to be there at least a little longer. You never know. He might only be there for the one match. I hope not. In which case Sami Zayn would probably end up being the winner. But I'm going to predict that Shinsuke Nakamura is going to come out on top of that one. I wouldn't be too disappointed really one way or the other, but... Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkJabroni. And subscribe to Jabronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkjabroni. So we got 2 matches left for NXT TakeOver Dallas this coming Friday, next Friday. I just didn't want to preview it next Friday because when I podcast my show, it usually doesn't go up until Friday evening or Saturday morning. In case of my YouTube channel, when I do the Ring Rust REDUX, I take all the music out and just post what I talk about. I didn't want to post it late, so I'm going to just do it a week ahead. And I imagine they'll add 1, maybe 2 matches to it. It's a 2-hour show. It's 6 matches. They might just stick with the 6 matches. Who knows? Fingers crossed. With any luck, it'll even be in this order. Not that it makes a whole lot of difference, I suppose, but, you know, doesn't really matter. I don't imagine they'll put title matches back to back, so they'll probably put... they're all kind of awesome matches. Well, they're all awesome matches, and then there's an Apollo Crews match. So maybe they'll put that one second to last, and they'll put 2... I don't know if they do that in NXT. They'll put a not quite so awesome match between 2 awesome matches so you can calm down a little bit. Go to the bathroom if you have to, or drink something, or, you know, go lie down for a few minutes. On his way to the ring, Apollo Crews. Oh, I'll be over here napping. So, second to last match they have listed here for the NXT Women's Championship, which will see Bayley defending her title against Asuka. So, it's been really, really hyped that Asuka is coming after Bayley's championship. And, yeah, it's Asuka, formerly known as Kana, in Japan. So, I can see Bayley retaining. Doesn't seem as likely, but, you know, I'm going to enjoy this match, I think, one way or the other, because I am a fan of both these ladies, so, I'm looking forward to the match one way or the other. I do, though, think my secret girlfriend Bayley is going to end up losing her title, I think, though, in this match. Or, at the very least, it'll lead to a rematch. Maybe they'll go to a time limit draw. It doesn't say what the time limit is, so it's maybe like a half hour. So maybe they'll go to the time limit. And then they'll need to have another match. And then maybe that will go to the time limit or something. I don't know. And then we'll have a no time limit match. Or they'll have, what they might do is, an interesting idea. On NXT, the week after or the week after that, they'll say, the only match we're having this week is Bayley versus Asuka in a rematch, and it's 1 hour time limit. It's TV show time limit. And it's the entire show of them wrestling. and it still goes to the time limit draw, and then I don't know what they would do from then. No time limit draw, I guess. But then it'll be like I don't know how long the match would go. I don't know. It's an idea. Bayley seems able to go with it, and Asuka, I have to assume, is also likewise able to go with it because, well, after all, she's the future.
This is the Great Cat Guitar Slamming Wrestling News Radio on Ring Rust, CHMR 93.5 FM.
This is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust. We only got one more match for NXT TakeOver Dallas on April 1st. Coming from the Kay Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center in Dallas, Texas. Now, hang on. Kay Bailey? Oh, maybe Bailey's going to win. Hutchinson confirmed CM Punk's returning at WrestleMania. Because it's Hutchinson and his fans are stupid. Anyway, so the last match we have here sees Finn Balor defending his NXT Championship against Samoa Joe. So, again, another hard one to call. Because anyone who knows Samoa Joe from before he was in NXT knows how tough an opponent he is. And actually, anyone who's been watching Samoa Joe on NXT, of course, will know also how tough an opponent he is. But Finn Balor is also a tough opponent. I'm going to call it, it's probably going to be close. It's going to be a really tough, hard-fought, probably back-and-forth match. And Finn Balor, I imagine, is potentially just gonna eke out a victory. Like they're gonna like wrestle, small package, 3 counts. It's like, what? Oh my God, did you see that match? And the collective internet wrestling community is gonna simultaneously wet themselves. And if they're lucky, it's gonna be pee. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerbernology TV. So this is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You're listening to Ring Rust. Former TNA World Heavyweight Champions Eric Young and Bobby Roode are now free agents as they requested their releases and finished up with the company this weekend. Roode and Young, who are really good friends, both signed their Impact Wrestling contracts together 12 years ago. There are rumors that the departures are related to WWE, according to sources. It was described as a situation where everyone knows Bobby and Eric are gone, but nobody knows where they're headed. Obviously, there's been a lot of speculation about the former Team Canada members possibly moving to McMahonOpolis, but nothing's been confirmed yet, and we'll keep you posted with any updates. And on the flip side of things, Impact Wrestling is proud to announce the signing of 5 fresh and new members to their active roster, effective immediately. Jesse Guillemette, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, Laura Dennis, Marsh Rocket, Thomas LaRuffa, and Mikhail Virge all signed their contracts with Impact Wrestling earlier this month. Jesse and Laura are best known for an independent wrestling scene as Pepper Parks and Cherry Bomb. This real-life married duo caught the eye of Impact officials, and on a very emotional day for both Jesse and Laura, they signed their contracts together and look forward to entertaining the Impact Wrestling fans very soon. Marsh was born in Normal, Illinois, and has earned the nickname Mr. M80 for his explosive offensive ability. Rocket impressed TNA officials at a recent tryout and was signed immediately. Marsh, I'm going to pronounce it Marsh because it looks like it's Marsh with an E added. So Marsh is someone who can make a quick impression on the Impact Wrestling roster. Thomas LaRuffa and Mikhail Virge, both born in France, have been competing all over the world for the past several years. Tom and Mikhail want to be considered the benchmark for tag teams in Impact Wrestling, and their desire to be the best has set them apart from their peers. Following the career path of both Eli Drake and Bram, Tom and Mikhail have extensive training inside the wrestling ring and look to bring their knowledge to TNA. Here's to hoping all 5 of these amazing athletes, as the newest members of the TNA Impact Wrestling roster, will do some good in the future, and I'm looking forward to seeing, at the very least, that lovely Cherry Bomb, who, as you know, she is rather nice on the outside, if she is only nice on the outside. But what a nice outside she has. Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkJabroni. And subscribe to Jabronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkjabroni. This is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You're listening to Ring Rust. One last bit of news before we're done for the week. TMZ noted last week that 2016 WWE Hall of Famer Sting had reportedly decided to retire due to his neck, and that the official announcement would come in Dallas, Texas next month for the Hall of Fame ceremony. A 30-mile zone reporter caught up with the Stinger this week and asked about the reports. The former NWA, WCW, and TNA World Heavyweight Champion said his neck's okay and there's a lot of rumors going around, but he's not officially retired. Sting also declined comment on the Hulk Hogan Gawker case. That's it for another show, kiddies. Check me out on Facebook, where you can keep track of all the news that's right on the mark, from around ringside to the latest concerts. See you at the shows. Later days.
This is 93.5 CHMR FM.